Hello, this is Project-Based Learning and Problem-Based Learning by Kathleen Daly, Instructional Models of Digital Learning 2016. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Shirakawa Elementary School is located in San Jose, California. As a part of the Franklin McKinley School District, it is the only kindergarten to 8th grade school which serves about 900 students. Through the district, Shirakawa has received a Project-Based Learning grant for the 2016 to 2017 school year. Due to this, students between 2nd and 8th grade have received iPads. The Project-Based Learning grant focuses on sustainability and eco-friendly habits within our Shirakawa community. First, the essence of project-based learning and problem-based learning would be active learning. Active learning leads to a higher rate of retaining knowledge. It also allows the students to connect learning to the real world. In addition, students are intrinsically motivated. According to Lev Vygotsky's social development theory, it states that students are intrinsically motivated through their peers in the form of collaborating. The sharing of ideas, or collaborating, can happen in person or within the context of digital tools like Google Classroom, Web 2.0 tools, and more. When it comes to active learning, 70% of people remember what they say and write. 90% of people remember what they do. When students are actively learning, they're more likely to analyze, define, create, and evaluate. On Bloom's taxonomy, these are the higher-ordered thinking skills. Well then, what does active learning have to do with project-based learning or problem-based learning? Alright, so let's go ahead and look at the similarities between the two different platforms of learning. According to Galvin, it states that project-based learning and problem-based learning have an array of benefits. In fact, many educational researchers have exhorted that these two approaches are a must in the 21st century classroom. Project-based learning and problem-based learning promotes independent thinking, meaningful authentic learning, self-assessments, the teacher as a facilitator, progress monitoring, collaboration, and differentiation. In our ever-changing world, teachers are constantly trying to find new and better curriculum. Project-based learning and problem-based learning provides the platform for knowledge to grow. Therefore, no matter how much our curriculum changes, project-based learning and problem-based learning provides the backbone to meaningful and authentic learning experiences. Galvin stresses that project-based learning and problem-based learning limits the use of teacher-directed instruction. So it does mean that the teacher is a facilitator between these two platforms, which again relates back to active learning by doing and satisfying higher-order thinking skills. So let's go ahead and talk about the differences of project-based learning and problem-based learning. First, let's start with project-based learning. 3 major outcomes would be responsibility, independence, and discipline. Students learn to self-monitor themselves. Therefore, they learn to manage their time efficiently. According to Bell, goal setting significantly helps students keep within their time constraints. Project-based learning can be easily tailored to students' learning style or preferences. Ultimately, students work towards creating a product at the end of their project. For example, students at Shirakawa Elementary School will be creating, developing, and monitoring garden beds. The end product would be the garden beds themselves and also the plants planted within the garden bed. Students would also be learning about the plant life cycle. Not only that, they would be learning about measurement and even fractions associated to measurement. There are just so many standards that could be associated to any sort of project-based learning experience. Now let's go ahead and start talking about problem-based learning. Now this is student-centered learning. Students are able to receive a task and problem solve. As they analyze, students are able to find solutions to their problems within a real-world context. According to Gasser, students need to be given high interest and high complexity questions. Students need to strategize so that they can come up with their own solutions. Typically, what you would see would be open-ended questions to problems. Also, group work is vital in this process. In addition, metacognitive thinking skills, or thinking about thinking. Some of these questions would be, what information do I know? What information do I need to know to solve the issue, and what strategies would help me gain this knowledge? Gasser had mentioned students need to learn how to fail because that is a valuable learning experience so that they can be successful in their future. As an example, students may face issues with the garden beds. If there's a drought in California, how can we take steps to prevent any issues that might arise due to the drought? Students will be able to collaborate to see what the actual issue is, what they need to learn, and how can they prevent any issues to arise in the future. Regardless of either platform, active learning is essential. Project-based learning and problem-based learning is vital for students to develop 21st century skills. Thank you for watching my presentation.